Hello guys, sorry we had trouble with Google tonight. It seemed like there was some kind of glitch that happened at least here at Millersville around 6:40, and I know at least one of the groups stayed online till after 7, um, and I know that two of the groups had made it pretty far by the time that I had the glitch, but at least um, Mike's group did not get the instructions for Appendix B, so I wanted to make sure to at least give you that. You are going to repeat this assessment 5 different times over the semester. And each time you have to post it on D2L by the deadline date by noon, and that is important to get it in before the deadline time. All right, for this first one, you're differentiating content, so you'll highlight that, and you can type right on the template that Dr. Hannick sent you, and then upload that to D2L. All right, so what you're going to report on is pre-lesson planning and post-lesson reflections. All right. Um, Here you're going to briefly describe what you've been learning about the students from formative and summative assessments. This is directly aimed at learning what you're finding out from assessments since you did the interview with Dr. Hannick. This is for all students, but we do want you to highlight case study students if possible. All right, second, you're going to come up with an idea for an instructional strategy that you think will be good for differentiating content. And want you to be creative, want you to come up with an idea that you're really interested in doing and report on why you chose that. We actually want you to implement it this week. And obviously it has to be implemented in time for you to be able to do the reflection on it and turn it in, your reflections in by next week. So for the post lesson, you're going to describe the feedback that you get from your co-op. If your supervisor gets to see it, great. But I'd especially emphasize students. Go ahead and ask your students, hey, I am trying this new strategy because I want to be able to be effective with everybody, and give me some feedback on it. And you will get interesting feedback from your students. It is good to get in the habit of getting that kind of feedback from students. It lets them know, first of all, that you're thinking about what's the best way to work with them, but also in coming evaluation system that you're going to be experiencing as teachers, there's going to be evaluation from students coming for teachers. So it's a good thing to learn how to do. All right. Now, this second prompt is changed from what you had in your syllabus, so this is the point that I want to be clear about. The syllabus says something like, explain the kinds of formative assessments that you did. And so that would make you think to say, well, I did an exit ticket, and there were 4 questions on the exit ticket, and the first question was this, and the second question was this. But what we want you to do is report on the data that you collected. What did you learn about how well the lesson went from the formative assessment? So we'd be expecting you to say things like, well, this was the concept I was trying to get across. When students answered this question, I got the idea that about 2/3 of them were getting it, but 3 students in particular completely misunderstood the concept and had this particular misconception. So the more specific you can get from the formative data about how the lesson went in terms of student learning, the better. And then the last prompt is just logical. You had a good idea, you implemented it, you got some feedback, and you also found out what worked and what didn't in terms of actual student learning. Now what are you going to do next? You could take this in a couple different ways. You could say, well, what would I do the next time I taught this lesson using this strategy? But really the way this is meant to be used is, what are you going to do tomorrow now that you know where students were confused? What new strategy or what new approach or what new question are you going to use to try to address whatever you found out from the formative assessment? All right, if you have questions or you just want to chat about ideas about how to do this, tomorrow, Tuesday night, February 26th, is when I'm going to be available, like I sent you in the email. Thanks, everybody, for the conversations that you had up until the glitch, and sorry that happened.